Afraid, emotions getting in your way. Afraid, but why you let me fall in love if you're afraid to commit? And don't call me in the middle of the night and say that you're not able to be loved. That's not right. No, I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, so I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I'll be around. Yeah. You're not scared of love, just scared of love. Alright, alright, enough. Just tell me if you want my love or not, or not. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I don't wanna be that one. No, still a million miles from you. So I'm gonna let you go. You go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm
Tell him I need my money right now. Promise that you stay stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. But don't waste my energy, my energy. I don't got much, don't be wasting all my energy. I keep it tight, don't let nobody get close to me. My heart is right, don't question my integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine, and I thought your heart was like mine. But let me find out, you've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man, tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell him I need my money right now. Promise that you stay stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. Don't waste my loyalty, my loyalty. I let you in back then because I couldn't see. But now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't ever lied, I had to leave. Handle your business, do what you think you need to do to get your revenge. But you won't break me, God, as my witness. Past the point of no return, I'm on a mission. Tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true. True. Tell him I need my money right now. Round me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup it. Don't waste my.
She's putting all of her cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that you'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking, and she'll be there. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like this forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Somebody say, don't be afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got in the end. You got in the end. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like this forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better. And that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Yeah, that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own.
Yeah. I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got in pocket. I wanna empty out my wallet. I wanna stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I wanna talk more endlessly. I wanna neurotically vomit. I want more dollars from my mama. I want a palace in Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I wanna gold plate my finance. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now. But that's the problem. You could give me every little thing I'd ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all. Yeah. You can give me every little thing I ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
Second thought, I want $1 for everyone, not just for my mama. I wanna hit the ball out on random pedestrians. I want my questions to be answered till my brain bored and questionless. I want more self-assurance. I don't ever want to second guess. I want so shut the fuck up. Less heat trying to tell me yes again. I want so many best friends that I can't tell what friendship is. I want the diamonds, gold, and glitter. I want fast cars I'll never whip. I want it all till I'm empty in my castle of everything.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
I want a cushy job that pay big bills and cheap thrills. Wanna mob out with my homies like Timmy, Tommy, and Dill. I'm not trying to be famous, okay, maybe a lil. Since I'm a rapper, I should buy me some grills and gold frills that I can sleep on while I contemplate pills and peep on, hold still. Might sedate you, just a fire at will. I got an appetite for hardship, big fish meets krill. Don't sleep, don't spill, I ain't got my fill. I want the beauty queen to make me show my pearly whites. The type of movie scene that make you count your blessings twice. It's not the only thing that's on my list, I checked it twice and sent it off to Santa's elves like I've been playing nice.
I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want.
To the real world.
But it might be
a little more than I
give you.
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, it's such a mess now, and we're burning out.
Good morning, everybody.
I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
I can't bear the thought of losing you guys. This song is dedicated to all the soldiers in the SR Army. The song is dedicated to the regulars on this channel. I appreciate you guys. Good morning. Oh, Jill is back. Good morning, Jill. So happy to see Jill back. Can we be on your comfort zone? Steven, you do it inside the, you cancel it inside your control panel, but you do it on a full computer. Do it on your full computer in your control panel, and then right there you'll be good for the rest of the month, but then it won't charge you the next month.
Even the worst ones, hey, they make me smile.
Do I sound the same? I feel like I'm a little sick. I feel like I sound sick. To work things out. To work things out. Come on.
To work things out. To work things out. Hey, yeah. To work things out. To work things out.
Work things out. Work things out.
To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Rich People Read. Good morning, everybody. Let's get our screens together. Everything is good to go. Everything is good to go. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read. My name is Shannon Rawls, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. Did everybody hit the like button? Did everybody hit the like button? It's the thumbs up button. You have an unlimited supply of thumbs up buttons. You have an unlimited supply of thumbs up buttons. What's happening in the chat? Everybody, please subscribe, like this video, and join the army. I appreciate all of you guys. Who's all here today? Lakeisha is here and Thomas is here. Sherry's here. Hey, you guys, check it out. Jill is back. So happy to have Jill back. I'm glad you're here. Happy to have you back, love. What's up, Christopher? What's happening, Christopher? What's happening, Christopher? It's good to have you here. And then Stephen Adate is here. Big Bad Bull is here. Steven says, that hoodie is fire. I'm going to need you to drop that link. I don't carry this one no more. I don't carry this one no more. Steven says, good morning, Shannon. I sent you an email in regards to the gift cards. Oh, I didn't get an email. Well, they don't go to me. They go to my assistants. So I'm not sure if they got it. What was the question on? Is that why you said you want to cancel your membership? Because you didn't get your gift card? Let me know. See, that was the problem, you guys. See, some people feel like, so Steven said he wants to cancel his membership, right? He's been a member for about 3 weeks. And then he didn't get his gift card. I'm not sure why he didn't get his gift card. You know, he probably be. But then somebody told me, hey, Shan, when you start giving stuff away, people are going to feel entitled. Even though you do more than any other channel, because most people just give, like who gives gift cards away, right? They just say thank you to a super chat. So you give a super chat to any other channel, they just say thank you. Or they don't have contests. Over here, I have contests and I give a gift card away. You give a super chat, I give you a gift card, right? And if there's an issue, then Steven wants to cancel. So then that reminds me of what I was told. Shan, you got to be careful giving stuff away because people start to feel entitled. And then when they don't get what they were supposed to get for free, even though nobody else gives it to them, they want to cancel their membership. So, Steven, to cancel your membership, go into the control panel on the computer, though. You got to do it on a full computer. On the phone, I don't think you can do it. And then in there, in the control panel for your YouTube, you can cancel right there. I'm sorry that you didn't get your gift card. Email again, and we'll figure it out. Even though gift cards are completely free and nobody else does it, and it's really a blessing that I'm giving everybody, and it's above and beyond any other show on YouTube that don't give anybody anything. It's sad that you want to cancel your membership because you didn't get your gift card that nobody else gives away. But I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you, brother. And make sure you email me so I can take care of you. Steven, you want this hoodie? Steven, you want this hoodie? What size do you wear, Steven? What size do you wear? Let me know. See, let me know what size you wear, Steve. I think I have a couple left, but they're not for sale anymore. I have a brand called Monochrome. And it originally was called Monochrome Red. It's a contemporary brand for men and women. And the company, I only sold black, white, gray, and red. This was one of the hoodies that I sold. This is like 2 years old, though, bro. You don't want no 2-year-old stuff, do you? You want this one, bro? You want this one? Let me know. I think I got a couple left, but they're like small sizes. Stephen Day, if you want like a small size, I think there's like smalls and like, you know, the sizes that nobody wants. I'm wearing an XL. This is an XL. I don't wear a double XL because I like my hoodies kind of fitted. But Steven, you know what? Stephen Day, I'll send you this one. If you really like this hoodie, it's wrapped all the way around. You know how some of them hoodies have a print that's only like partial? Nah, this one is full wrap. It's dope. Ooh, and it's warm too, bro. Am I teasing my man Stephen Day? I'm sorry, bro. Jill, thanks. I'm glad you're here. Love. Steven said, oh, you don't feel the love? You don't feel the love because I didn't give you your gift card that nobody else gives you when you give super chats that you get totally for free? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what else people get when people get super chats at other shows. I think they just get a thank you. I think most people just get a thank you and say, hey man, I appreciate your super chat. Over here, I say thank you and then I give back. And if it didn't happen, then you want to cancel. I understand. Listen, you can't please everybody. What up, Chris? Yeah, it was a good workout this morning. Your legs are burning. Chris, you're getting strong, bro. I remember how you were last week. So I'm not sure what you got going on, but you're getting stronger. Javar was in there working out with us. Javar says he has to spend his 2 gift. Listen, those gift cards have a limited time. They expire. Once you get them, they're not forever gift cards. So you better check your expiration date, bro. Mr. Donnie Mac wants an XL. I might have to send you this one, Donnie Mac, but it depends. Stephen Day asked for it first, so it depends. I don't know what size he wants. Javar wants a large. Y'all don't even rock stuff like this. Ain't this kind of gaudy? You know what I used to get when I sold this? People was like, oh man, it's kind of like too loud. Like, is this hoodie too loud? I like it. I don't really wear like printed like shit all over and stuff, but you guys don't feel this is a little loud? This is a little too much? I don't know. I got you guys. Lakeisha was in there with us. Guys, we're reading today. We are getting ready to knock out some reading. Today, we are reading the Book of Obsidian. We are knocking out chapters. What chapter? 13? Yep, chapters 13, 14, 15, and 16. We are knocking out chapters 13, 14, 15, and 16. And looks like this chapter is only 7. So it's going to be a fast read, you guys. Once again, this book is really great. I want you guys to lock in. Did you guys buy the book? Did you get a copy of the book? So make sure that you hit the link over in my description. It'll take you straight over to Amazon and you can just download the link. You could just get the book instantly. It's about $8 for the ebook. And then if you want the physical book, I'm not sure what it costs. They got some used ones in there as well. You know, I encourage people to even buy the used book, as long as you get the book, man. Get the book, you guys. Obsidian himself will send you a signed copy of the book. If you hit up Obsidian, his link is in the description of the video. He'll send you a signed copy. Remember, we're building our libraries. We're going to have at least 12 books this year under our belt. At least 12 books at minimum. Some months we may read two books. Some months we may knock out something twice. Something may be so short we can do it in just 2 weeks. And then we'll do something else that's short in just 2 weeks. But I want you guys to start building your library. It's good to build your library. Maybe you don't have a place to keep these books just yet, but when that money starts coming in and you move into your next place, you're gonna make sure that you have a library in there so you can store these books. Getting ready, guys. Let's get ready. I want everybody to turn up the volume. Damn. I did not take my vitamins. I didn't take my vitamins, Lakeisha. See, Lakeisha got me. She put me on. Oh. Lakeisha. Why you want to do me like that, Lakeisha? Lakeisha, why you want to do me like that? Ladies and gentlemen, before we start reading, Lakeisha is keeping me up on my toes. She said, Shannon, did you take your vitamins? Did you take your supplements? Remember, we take supplements to make sure that we don't have to take prescriptions. We take supplements to make sure we don't take prescriptions over here. And Lakeisha, after my workout, I took a shower and I went and laid back down. I did not take my supplements. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Ladies and gentlemen, Lakeisha is my friend. Lakeisha is my friend. She's way on the other side of the country. But Lakeisha is displaying the traits that most men want in a spouse. Because Fellas, we'll get so busy doing stuff, and we'll start concentrating on things that we ain't got no business paying attention to, or we'll just get caught up and we'll forget the important shit. We'll forget the important stuff. But if you were to get yourself a woman like Lakeisha, you'd wake up in the morning and your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 supplements will be ready to go. Done. Live on the air. I take 7 supplements a day. I'm gonna do a separate video to let you guys know which ones I take. I take 7 supplements 7 days a week, every day, and I intend to take them for the rest of my life. Shannon, you gonna take those for the rest of your life? Yes, absolutely. You know why? Because the things that I get in these supplements, I can't get in the food that I get. In the American diet, it just doesn't have the nutrients necessary. So we take supplements to make sure that we are getting everything our body is supposed to have. I support and encourage people to take them. And so I just took my 7. I'd rather do that than take a prescription medication from a doctor. What would you rather have? Would you rather just go to the grocery store or go to the pharmacy and grab some over-the-counter supplements like fish oil? Would you rather like fish oil, or would you rather the doctor prescribe you something because you let your body fall apart? Thank you, Lakeisha. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lakeisha. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reading the Book of Obsidian, a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman. This is a fantastic book written by Obsidian. It is a collection. It's 43 chapters in this book. That's why we're knocking out 4 per day. So we're getting ready to knock out 4 more today. Are you guys ready? I need everybody to open up their book. If you have a physical book, make sure you have your highlighter. And so that way you can highlight any parts that you believe you need to come back to. Maybe he get you with some stats or some data. You may want to highlight those. If you don't have the physical book, please open up your ebook. Maybe you have a Kindle or iPad, or maybe you even have it on your iPhone or on your Android. I want you to turn to chapter 13. We're getting ready to read chapter 13. And if you do not have a book at all, don't worry. I'm gonna put the book up on the screen, and I'm gonna read it to you myself. I'm gonna put the book up on the screen. I'm going to read it to you myself. All right. What's that? Hold on. Oh, my computer was shifting over and connecting to my AirPods. Okay, I had to turn Bluetooth off. All right, we're good to go. So you guys ready? Let's get ready to read. I want you to learn something. Everybody sit back and just listen. If you're at work, just have one AirPod in and the other one out so you can listen to your boss or your subordinates, your employees. Then you can also listen to me read this stuff to you, right? This is good information. Everybody ready to go? All right, let's go. The Book of Obsidian, a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman. We are reading chapter 13. Are Black women more problematic than non-Black women? Uh-oh. Jill, Lakeisha, are Black women more problematic than non-Black women? We about to read. Don't get triggered, ladies. It's just information. And if it's not you, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. But it might be you. Maybe it might be you. You know, I firmly believe if you're over 30 and you're not married, then there's something wrong with you. If you're over 30 and you're not married, there's something wrong with you. Oh, really, Shannon? How could you say something like that? Because there's a reason why somebody hasn't been breaking the door down to either get with you or to keep you. And you can fix the problem. if you first identify what the problem is. Far too often, many men and women do not want to take any accountability for their issues. That's right, Jill. You won't get triggered. Ms. Dre over there laughing. All right, guys, here we go. Nearly 70% of black women are excuse me. Nearly 70% of black women are unmarried, and the racial gap in marriage spans the socioeconomic spectrum from the urban poor to well-off suburban professionals. 3 in 10 college-educated black women haven't married by the age 40. Their white peers are less than half as likely to have remained unwed. That is from Ralph Richard Banks in his book, An Interracial Fix for Black Marriage. No, it was actually a column in Wall Street Journal, August 6, 2011. Also, quote, black women receive 25% fewer first messages on OkCupid than women of all other ethnicities. Why aren't men selecting black women on the dating sites? That comes from Ari Curtis about least desirable in medium.com in August 1st, 2017. In a study that could be classified as How Does This Help America? University of Michigan demographer Cassandra Dorius, the study's author states that 28% of American women with 2 or more children, 28% of American women with 2 or more children have them with more than one father. 28% of women that have multiple children have multiple baby daddies. Tragically, the percentage for black women is more than twice the national average. So that was the national average for all women, 28%. Doesn't matter what you are, whether you're white, black, Asian, or Latina, it's 28% across the board. That's what the numbers add up to. But for black women with multiple children and having multiple baby daddies, it's more than twice the national average. The study concludes that more than 59%, let's just say 60%, God, 60% of black women who have more than one child also have multiple baby daddies. Terry Schroesfire said that in black women, 59% have multiple baby daddies, study shows, in rollingout.com in April 3rd, 2011. Also, quote, black women in the United States are disproportionately affected by obesity, with almost 2/3 considered obese based on body mass index. That was from Priscilla. Also, quote, the angry black woman stereotype is a trope in American society that portrays African American women as sassy, ill-mannered, and ill-tempered by nature. Related concepts are the sapphire or the sassy black woman, and that comes from Angry Black Woman in Wikipedia. So that's that. That's not front, you guys. The neck snapping. What? Oh, hell no. Nah. Fuck that shit. We see it all the time. It's in our family. It's our auntie. It's our mamas. It's our cousins. Oh, hell no. Nah. No, you ain't doing that. I ain't take. That's black women. That's what they talking about. Don't act like we don't know what they talking about. With the word out that my very first book, aptly titled The Book of Obsidian, a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman, is now only weeks away from completion, I suppose I should have been prepared for the public response, especially by quote unquote big name personalities. One of them is a well-known dating coach who weighed in after my recent interview with Gab Talk Media to discuss my upcoming book and my views on the current day Black American dating and mating scene. Taking particular umbrage at my remarks, that part of the reason why I wrote the Book of Obsidian, which was due to what I saw as a dearth of literature in this regard being directed at Black men in this day and time, this dating coach, who I will not name here, emphatically argued that there was no discernible difference between Black women and other groups of women. This dating coach that I'm talking about of some repute further went on to say that if there were black men who were having trouble with black women, it was, of course, perforce their own fault that they're having trouble, that black men are having trouble with black women. Pretty strong words from one who has also gone on record in saying that if he had to depend on black men solely to buy his book, that he would be homeless. The dating coach that was for quote unquote all men is now suddenly so very interested in the thoughts and words of an absolute newbie in the field, me, one that has hyper-focused on black men at that. What gives? Well, one can speculate, and that's exactly what I aim to do in today's column, which is, as it turns out, will be included in this book. Read on. First things first, let's talk about the facts. First things first, let's talk about the facts. The many quotations that preceded today's column were the results of, if that, 5 minutes of Googling. That's all it took me. That's just how ubiquitous they are. Without question, they are quite unflattering facts. Facts that, especially if you're a Black American, you would rather not be aired out in public. But they are facts nonetheless. For whatever reasons, and there are many reasons, the bottom line is that Black American women are considered to be far and away more problematic, not just when it comes to mating, but in general, day-to-day interactions as well. You can call the above Wikipedia, quote, angry Black woman, quote, a tawdry stereotype. But even the most tawdry of stereotypes have a ring of truth to them. When you put that together, quoted empirical evidence, only the most ideological, blinkered, or downright disingenuous would attempt to argue otherwise. Which brings us back to our noted dating coach, critic and detractor. You see, the dating coach who attempted to upbraid me cannot refute or even debate the facts I noted. Even he has shared a number of personal anecdotes from his life where the most contentious incidents he was involved in when dealing with women were with Black women in particular. For example, in one instance, our friendly dating coach that I'm talking about, I haven't said his name, by the way. I'm just telling you guys, he's a pretty popular dating coach. For instance, our friendly dating coach relayed a story about a Black woman whom he was interested in at one point, and she demanded to know his precise height, how tall he was, as she preferred men 6 feet and taller. She actually got out a construction worker's folding yardstick and measured this dating coach's height to confirm that he was as tall as he said he was. On another occasion, which is documented in one of this dating coach's books, I might add, he recounts an instance where he had to essentially curse the Black woman out because she was getting on his nerves so bad while out on a triple date. Black women often will shit test Black men far and away more than other races and groups of women to see if he's, quote unquote, man enough, to, quote unquote, handle her. That's what Black women tend to do. Going further, there's even more evidence in support of my position. For example, the 2008 book, Don't Blame It on Rio, and the documentary film Frustrated Black American Men in Brazil, both of whom go into considerable length about how utterly difficult Black American women can be to deal with romantically. Both were created well over a decade ago. Can both and the Black American featured within them be wrong? All of them? I'm sorry, but knowing the statistical odds the way I do, I'm not buying it. Undaunted, our dating coach critic accuses me of being misinformed when I mentioned in my interview that Asian men, right? And this could be any Asian men. We could talk about Filipino men. We could talk about Chinese men. We could be talking about Japanese men, we just Asian men. When I mentioned in my interview that Asian men don't have the same troubles with Asian women that black men do with black women, goes our dating coach, the guy that's kind of like giving me a lot of pushback, the interlocutor, right? Obsidian isn't as well read as he thinks he is, and goes on to cite an article that he wrote some years back chronicling the quote unquote grass eating men of Japan, their equivalent of MGTOW. As it turns out, though, the jokes on our dating coach buddy, because, okay, so just to give you guys an idea, Obsidian at one point said, look, man, Asian men don't have a problem with the Asian women the way black men have a problem with the black women. And this dude that he's talking about, whoever this dating coach is, popular dating coach, says, Obsidian, see, gotcha. He thought he had a gotcha moment. Gotcha. See, I did an article before because Asian men have a movement over in Japan. They call them the grass eating men, right? It's kind of like men who are like, basically screw women. But as it turns out, the joke's on that dating coach because, one, I wasn't talking about Japanese men in Japan. I was talking about Asian men and women in the United States of America. That's number one. Number two, when comparing the Asian American marital and divorce rates to Black American marital and divorce rates, the former, the Asians, is clearly higher and lower in the latter. Number three, Asian women are nearly universally understood to be easier to deal with. And yeah, I'll say it, on average, more attractive than black women. On average. Number four, MGTOW. Men go their own way. That's what MGTOW stands for. Men going their own way. MGTOW stands for men going their own way. By the way, you guys know I'm doing a show after this reading. Sidebar. I'm doing a show after this reading. It's already set up. The difference between black pill, red pill, blue pill, pink pill, Ibmore, incel, manosphere, and one other one I forget. I'm breaking it all down. So make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be about an hour after this show is over. I'm doing another show live where I'm going to break down all the differences. Okay. MGTOW, men going their own way, has less to do with an inability to connect with women, and a heck of a lot more to do with the state of what they see as an anti-male customs and laws in our time today. So much for that. As for the idea that black men only get trouble from black women because the latter isn't sexually attracted to the former, how do you explain the cottage industry of the pink pill influencers who peddle their wares to black women who want to attract white men? I'm going to be discussing the pink pill today too, guys. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified. There are even books and the like out there written by black women for black women who advise them to, quote, lose the attitude. Damn. If they hope to attract Brad, the white guy. Lose the attitude if you want you a white guy. If indeed what our intrepid dating coach hater says is true, thousands of black women must perforce not be sexually attracted to black men, but to white men, right? Whew. The problem with dating coaches for black men today. Let's talk about that. The problem with dating coaches for black men today. Ironically enough, our dating coach critic and those like him are the inspiration for me to do what I do today in the first place. Remember, my tagline is that I'm the dating coach for the non-select guy. We know the difference. The non-select guy is the guy that women do not select. The nerd, The non-select guy is the cornball, the nerd, the guy who does everything right. He's not all super sexy. He's he goes to work and he works hard and he loves his woman and he's just a regular dude, not the super fly, sexy dude with the six pack and he's 6 foot. Not him. That's the select guy. That's the guy that the women all want to select. The non-select guy is the guy that black women ignore, right? Remember, my tagline is that I'm the dating coach for the non-select guy. And I do that for a very profound reason. That more often than not, dating coaches for black men tend to be the leading men in some sort of way. Conspicuously handsome, and he's tall, etc. They are not the rank and file, everyday black man who is just out here looking for a good time with a black woman. Most black men will have endured some degree of the notorious difficulty today's black women exhibit, and I rightly perceived a need to address that. But you see, that poses a very real threat to guys like our dating coach critic. After all, if there are more dating coach options out there, one that can actually relate firsthand to the difficulties many black men face today. We got some support, you guys. Where does that leave the demagogue dating coaches? I'll tell you where that leaves them. Out of a job. They don't have a job. There is a clear and present economic motive at work. There's an economic motive at work here. And the fact that my book, which again has yet to be published, mind you, has generated all this enormous response from such an individual, just lets you know how on mark I actually am. However, there is yet another reason why I'm doing this, and that's because of what I perceive as the sheer contempt that black men, like the dating coach critic, have towards black men like us, the non-select guy. Remember, throughout my column and soon to be this book, I have highlighted the select fuckboy and the non-select guy dichotomy, raising all manners of tough questions along the way. The very act of doing so puts guys like these dating coaches, these dating coach naysayers in a tough spot, doesn't it? I mean, does he really care about guys like you and me? Does he really care about the non-select guy? Or does he, like so many former bad boys, only want to make a buck off of us? All while despising our very existence. To ask the question is to answer it, is it not? I guess I truly did stumble onto something here, huh? Looks like the Book of Obsidian might just be a bestseller after all. And that's chapter 9. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a super chat. Did everybody throw your ones up? Oh, y'all threw your ones up automatically. Everybody
being number one
up.
Isn't easy.
To my man C. Anthony Johnson. He hit us with a $20 super chat. He said, salute, my brother. Sorry I was running late. It is totally okay. It is totally okay. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. And thank you for the blessing. Everybody, throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up. Let's make him the stream sponsor. Let me update this stream sponsor page because my man hit me with a $20 super chat that he did not have to do. He did not have to do that, but he did it anyway. So C. Anthony Johnson. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to throw it up on the screen. C. Anthony Johnson is now our stream sponsor. Thank you, brother, for that $20 blessing. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And as far as I'm concerned, you're not late because you can catch up anytime. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right. We are reading chapter 14. We just knocked out. See how fast that was? Chapter 13 was fast.
Welcome
chapter 14
to the
is just
real
3 pages
world.
more. Chapter 14 is just 3 pages more. Do shorter black men make better husbands? And do black women care? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, ladies, we just talked about you. Ricky Williams. Oh, shit. My man Ricky's here, y'all. Ricky, have you guys met Ricky? Have you guys met my guy Ricky? Ricky Williams, you guys. Everybody, give a shout. I want everybody to click on his profile. and go follow his page. I need you guys to subscribe to Ricky. Ricky is he's on the King Talk with me over at the Lapeef Network, that amazing network that allows me to come on Tuesday nights. I was on last night with my man Ricky. Everybody, please give a shout out to Ricky. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up to Ricky. He says, peace to you, Mr. Rawls. Let's continue to build and progress. Absolutely. You know what? Let me hit the claps. Absolutely. Hoorah.
Hooah!
Shout out to my guy, Ricky. Ricky, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your $5 blessing, brother. You know you didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. So thank you so much for that $5 blessing and supporting and investing in my channel. Thank you for investing in my channel, Ricky. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to find out. So now, y'all just blessing the brother today, huh? Rich Goodson hit us with a $20 super chat. Rich, he said, reading is fundamental. Let me throw that up on the screen. I like how he did that. I never even really paid attention to that like that. Rich says, reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. Rich people read. Reading is fundamental. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Throw your ones up to Rich Goodson. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that blessing. We appreciate that $20 blessing. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Now we're getting ready to read about short guys. Uh-oh. Now we're getting ready to read. Okay, I asked you guys a minute ago, real quick. We read right here, are black women more problematic than non-black women? And I told the sisters, don't get triggered. I asked the sisters, don't get triggered. We're getting ready to read about if you are more problematic than other women. Fellas, don't get triggered. Do shorter black men make better husbands? Do shorter black men make better husbands? Or do you need to be 6 foot tall? You know how so many women have no problem unabashedly saying that they have a standard, not a preference, but a standard that they man got to be 6 foot tall. Don't even pay attention. If you know what I heard one time is that if a woman asks a man how tall he is and he starts his sentence off with, she says, okay, end of story. He got to start it off with, it got to be, the word has to be pronounced before he can even say the word. It has to sound like instead of. If he sounds like F, she says, no, thank you. Ladies, a guy says, hey, how you doing, love? It's good to meet you. And I met you. And you ask him, okay, how tall are you? And he says, yeah, I'm. You like, stop. Fellas, don't get triggered. We're getting ready to read about do shorter black men make better husbands and do women care? Give me a quick second. I'm gonna go grab me something. Short black men, do you guys make better husbands? Short black men, do you guys make better husbands? Who knows? Let's see. Here we go. Chapter 14, do shorter black men make better husbands? And do black women care? Last week, I dealt with the sordid tale of one Mr. Antoine Fuqua. You guys all know who Antoine Fuqua is, right? He's a Hollywood director. Antoine Fuqua is the director of the movie Training Day that allowed Denzel Washington to get his Oscar. That's what Training Day is the movie that Denzel Washington won the Academy Award for Best Actor. And Antoine Fuqua, it was the director of that movie. So last week, I dealt with the sordid tale of one Mr. Antoine Fuqua, whose latest sexploits involved his well-publicized tender kisses with one Miss Nicole Murphy. I made my position on the matter as clear as a bell. But for those who may be a bit slow on the uptake, I'll reiterate, in my view, Fuqua is a sorry excuse for a black man. Damn, Obsidian went in like that. You guys remember what happened when Antoine Fuqua, who's married, hooked up with Nicole Murphy, who was used to be married to Eddie Murphy. And I think they hooked up in Italy, and they got caught kissing at like some resort. Anyways, you guys remember that? That was some years back. Anyways, let's keep going. I'll reiterate, in my view, Fuqua is a sorry excuse for a black man. Why? Because in my view, no right-thinking black man would do what Fuqua did, which is to repeatedly cheat on and disrespect his wife and mother of his children. In this case, Layla Rashawn Fuqua. You know, he's married to Layla Rashawn. Now, you guys all know who Layla Rashawn is? She was the one who was Sunshine in the movie Harlem Nights. Y'all remember Harlem Nights? And she was, they called her Sunshine because they throw her pussy up in the air. And that's Layla Rashawn. That's his wife. That's his wife. Now, she kind of fell off. She was fine back in the day. She kind of fell off. Now he's out there. He's fucking with Nicole Murphy. Anyways, let's keep going. Despite tremendous pushback from my largely black male listening and now reading audience, this has been my position and I stand by it. One of the apologies offered on behalf of Fuqua by the aforementioned black male apologists is his argument that Miss Layla Rashawn Fuqua didn't seem to have a problem with Antoine's sexploits, of which there are many. And so, what's the big deal, right? And indeed, as of press time last week, Miss Rashawn Fuqua hadn't come forward with a statement either way. Her silence did infer her consent, indeed. On August 8th, 2019, in a piece writing for the website Popular Superstars, Miss Monica Miller reports the following. Some people's relationships are very different from the usual ones we think of. For some, loyalty isn't a big deal. And it looks like this might be the case for Layla Rashawn and Antoine Fuqua, who are still together. Following the pictures where he was kissing Nicole Murphy, Layla doesn't seem fazed. And she continues to say that they are happy together. A few weeks ago, some pictures of Antoine Fuqua and Nicole Murphy appeared where they seemed to be enjoying each other's company in Italy. I was right. It was Italy. I remember that shit. Sidebar. I remember it. Y'all remember it? And everybody was saying, oh, look at Nicole Murphy. She's a home wrecker. Do you guys remember what happened then? I remember that shit like it was yesterday. All right, let's continue. Where they were enjoying each other's company in Italy. And the pictures didn't show two friends. No. But somehow who was very intimate as they drank their coffee and made out. This married man making out with Eddie Murphy's ex in Italy at the hotel's pool. And this wasn't the first time that Fuqua had cheated. And it doesn't seem to be a problem, in fact. MTO, right, Media Takeout, news reports that in one instance, Layla flaunted her wedding ring at the press. And when a journalist asked how she was doing, she replied that she is happily married. Back in July, the 55-year-old actress, who actually goes by Layla Rashawn Fuqua, retreated from Instagram after the news. She shut her Instagram down, right? So yesterday, Layla showed up at the premiere of David Makes Man show in Los Angeles, and she didn't seem to have a worry in the world and posed and smiled at everyone. And even more important, she was proudly wearing her wedding ring. And she didn't even try to hide the fact that she was proudly wearing her wedding ring. You see, Layla Rashawn and producer, director Antoine Fuqua, her husband, have been married for nearly 20 years. The Christian couple has 3 children together. Antoine is one of the most famous black directors in Hollywood, and he has won an Academy Award for the movie Training Day. And when he was supposed to receive an award in Italy, he apparently also spent time with the model. Kudos to her for trying to see the glass half full, right? Wow, just wow. So let me get this straight. Not only does Mrs. Layla Rashawn seem to be okay with her hubby, Antoine, not just stepping out on her, but siring kids in the process. But other black women, like the author of the above piece, Miss Monica Miller, also seems to be okay with it too. in the name of seeing the half side full of the glass, no less. Well, ain't that a kick in the head? And which raises some interesting questions, which equally with equally explosive answers. So let's do Black Infidelity Revisited. Black Infidelity Revisited. As noted in the previous column on this August website, a powerful study was published by the Institute for Family Studies, quote, "Who Cheats More? The Demographics of Infidelity in America," and which replays close study. Of particular import for the purposes of today's discussion is what the IFS had to say, bearing on the unique cheating culture extant in Black American life. Quote, "In addition to the gender and age, the infidelity rate also differs by a number of other demographic and social factors. For example, cheating is somewhat more common among Black adults. Some 22% of ever married Blacks said that they cheated on their spouse, compared with 16% of whites and only 13% of Hispanics. And among Black men, the rate is the highest. 28% reported that they had sex with someone else other than their wife, compared with only 20% of white men who had sex with somebody else and 16% of Hispanic men. That's right, folks. Black men cheated most of all at nearly 30%, clearly outpacing both white and Hispanic men. So clearly, Black men taken as a group have a cheating heart. But as always, the devil's in the details. For one thing, while it is true that Black men cheat more than other races of men, it is also true most Black men do not cheat. You like how he twisted that? You like how Obsidian twisted that? Listen to this. I'm going to read it again. For one thing, why is my phone going on? For one thing, while it is true that Black men cheat more than other races of men, it is also true that most Black men do not cheat. The answer is why? And why are so many Black women seemingly cool with those Black men who do cheat, like Layla Rashawn and Monica Miller? To answer these questions, we need to revisit an old saw in red pill circles, the dreaded 80-20 rule. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule again, guys. This is a refresher. Remember, we learned about the 80-20 rule in a subsequent chapter. Let's refresh that. Simply put, the 80-20 rule is defined in this way. In an environment where women, in this case, Black women, are freed up to select those Black men with whom they find the most sexually desirable without any pushback in the form of social, cultural, or legal penalties, while at the same time being able to, quote, replace all the, quote, dad qualities, either directly in form of other Black men, the proverbial beta male in the popular parlance of the age, or indirectly in the form of big daddy government, right? 80% of Black women will then naturally gravitate towards the aforementioned 20% of highly sexually desirable Black men. 80% of Black women want 20% of the sexually desired Black men. Though not rigorously scientifically tested, especially in Black American contexts, the 80-20 rule is something well known and recognized among denizens of the Black Manosphere online. Denizens of Black Manosphere online, and spoken about freely in the barbershops of Black American communities from coast to coast. Until now. I propose that though we may not be able to directly put the 80-20 rule to the acid test, we do have enough information to indirectly observe and document the phenomenon, and the implications may be huge. For example, take the IFS study above, right? Which clearly indicates that nearly 30% of Black men have admitted to cheating, much like Antoine Fuqua. You got to admit, you guys, 28% comes pretty darn close to the 20 in the 80-20 rule, doesn't it? So, since it's clear that not all Black men cheat and that a substrate of Black men do, that could be a, if not the, defining feature that separates the two people, the sexually attracted select guy versus the non-select guy. I argue that one of those factors rather, perhaps the factor is how tall he is. It is the height of that man. So let's read on. Do shorter black men make better husbands, and do black women care? Fellas, listen up. If you are under 6 feet, pay attention. This is for you. If you are under 6 feet, I want you to pay attention. I'm getting ready to read something that you need to pay attention to. So listen up, fellas. About 5 years ago, a raft of articles citing some interesting research was published. One in particular was a piece published on the New Republic website titled Short Men Make Better Boyfriends and Husbands. This was written in August 27th, 2014. Among other things, the findings were that men of shorter stature, in quote, short these days, is defined by men being 5'7" and under, made for better husbands due to their willingness. If a guy is 5'7" or under, he makes a better husband due to his willingness to help with housework more, and he's more attentive to his wife. He's inclined to divorce even less, and he earns more than their spouses, and most of all, he cheats less than his taller counterparts. With the black marital rate at the lowest point since the U.S. Census records were kept on the matter since 1896, and with all that comes with it, such as, for example, wealth creation, we have to ask this crucial question, you guys. We got to ask this question. Are black women self-selecting a cohort of black men who would be more likely to cheat? And are those black men who actually do cheat on their black spouses more likely to be tall black men? As noted above, taller black men have more opportunities to cheat, as well as more chances to date and mate than their shorter bros. Two very easy cases in point come to mind. Both President Bill Clinton and Donald Trump have been well known for their extramarital exploits, all the way up to and including their time in the White House. Bill Clinton is 6'2", you guys. Trump is 6'3". So there you go. Let's return now to the current Antoine Fuqua and Layla Rashawn case. We learned from a simple Google search that Antoine Fuqua himself, he stands 6 feet tall, on the button, right on the nose. Boom. His stature tracks very well with the scientific evidence on this matter, that taller black men are more likely to cheat on their spouses and significant others than shorter stature black men. All other things being equal, money, looks, where they live, everything else being equal, body composition, the way he's shaped, taller black men tend to cheat more than the shorter guys. Putting together the results of the findings in both cases of studies, the IFS cheating study as it relates to Black America and the findings from the shorter men making better husbands study, the conclusion is nothing short, pardon the pun, of explosive. Black women, ladies, black women are selecting for their very types and kinds of black men who are much more likely to bring them the headaches and heartaches they complain about, at least. And as we see in the case cited above with Layla Rashawn, they are willing to make the quote unquote trade-offs of being with a highly sexually desired black man. The real life hitch. Let's talk about that. What First Gen Corporate, he said, it's not my fault, Shan. They love the taller brothers out there. Exactly. Ladies, you're picking these tall guys who has a propensity to cheat on you. Sidebar. Ladies, you're picking these tall guys who have a propensity to cheat on you, and then when he cheats on you, you complain. But you ignored the shorter guy who's going to be a better husband. Ladies, why are you picking the 20% and ignoring the other fellas who would be great for you simply because you want that tall dude? And then when the tall dude cheats on you, you get mad. Let's talk about the real life hitch. Several years ago, Paul Carrick Brunson, then known to the world as the Real Life Hitch, after the Will Smith film of the same name, made his daily bread as a matchmaker for black folk. Though he had some successes in the enterprise, one major stumbling block he encountered was many black women's fierce resistance to the idea of giving black guys who fell outside their quote unquote standards a chance. Much of this centered largely and solely on how tall he was alone. One particular instance comes to mind. Since PCB, and that's what we're calling Paul Carrick Brunson, since PCB and I go back nearly a decade, where he attempted to match up a black woman and a black man, the former is the fairly conventional black woman today. She's overeducated, by the way, so, the modern woman. She's overeducated and very likely in lots of debt. She's quite a bit overweight. She's fat. And she's over processed in terms of Wookiee weave. So she got the lashes, she got the weave or the wig, she got the inches and shit. She got all the makeup, she got all that shit, right? Makeup and so forth. So moreover, she was quite a bit quote unquote extra in terms of her demeanor and attitude. The latter was a well-educated and mannered brother of a shorter stature, about my height or so, give or take. Now, despite PCB's best efforts, the sister in question just refused, you guys. The sister, this modern woman, overweight, overprocessed, and overeducated, she just refused to budge on her standards. In this case, being height. And the date that PCB had set up for these two people went over like a lead balloon. It crashed and burned. We have all heard numerous instances like the one above, where the only thing wrong with the brother is that he's not over 6 feet tall. And black women can and will cut such guys out from consideration, only to bemoan all of the ill treatment from the select ladder on down the line. And now black men ain't shit. So she picks the tall guy, and then suddenly now, after she gets dogged out, niggas ain't shit. No, ladies, no. The small pool of black men you like to mess with ain't shit. And now we have the scientific peer-reviewed proof. So when we hear black women bemoaning the perfidy of black men, and evidence strongly suggests that we have to interpret what so many black women are really saying, they aren't talking about all black men, no matter how widespread their statements may seem, but rather they are talking about a small minority of black men whom they want and desire, who bring with them all manner of real downsides. And if Layla Rashawn is anything to go by, these black women seem to be perfectly okay with it. So what's the point of it all, you guys? What's the point of it all? So what does all this have to do with a dating column aimed at today's black men? Especially if the majority of them are single, childless, and are confirmed bachelors. What does all this have to do with 54% of black men who are single and childless, right? Well, only this. That the scientific evidence is beginning to bear out that yes, the 80-20 rule is very real, at least insofar as Black America is concerned, and that this fact can and will have serious implications for today's dating and mating scene in Black American life moving forward. Because the Obsidians are a well-read and educated lot, we study these things and understand that it will mean in the overall scheme of things, both for the individual and for the wider Black society. And we understand that many of the very problems that Black women can be heard bemoaning when it comes to the small pool of what I have come to refer as Con Noonan Sing niggas are often of their own choosing, literally. As noted above, the implications for all of this, if true, could prove explosive. And that brings us to the point of today's column. Clearly, Black women are selecting or failing that attempt to select for a small cohort of black men. And one way can be immediately one can immediately identify them is their height. Black women have expressed a clear preference not just for height, but the more merrier, and we know that such black men come with as many downsides as they do upsides. Even more to the point is that there are black women who are quite content to live with these said downsides of being with such a black man. But wait, there's more. While there are many black women who are like Layla Rashawn and simply grin and bear it, there are those black women who have finally had enough and are ready to come to their senses. And that's where many of us will come in, at least in theory. I say that because, as Miss Layla Rashawn Fuqua's case clearly points out, quite a few black women will have been through all kinds of physical and mental and emotional and even financial rigors from the dealing with such select black men, these tall guys. And that baggage will invariably be carried over to black men like us, the shorter guys. They bring in that pain and hurt from the tall guys that they got, and then they start finally dating the short guys, but they bring in all their fucking problems onto the shorter guys who never cut them to begin with. Though I am newly minted dating coach for today's black man, I must caution you all about the very real prospect of running afoul of such sisters. Much careful investigation is needed before proceeding any further. We are thinking black men, after all, and a defining feature of us is our penchant for thinking deeply and carefully about these matters before diving right in. In a more sane world, black women, more than anyone else, would be making a beeline for the shorter stature brothers as mates for all the reasons that the research bears out. And yet, we don't see that happening by and large, now do we? After all, you can lead a heifer to water, but you can't make her drink, right? In a future column, I will lay out in more specific detail the real world costs black women bear for their thing for the tall guys, right? Select black men. Do you think Layla Rashawn has gotten off scot-free? Probably not. Ladies and gentlemen, that is chapter 13 and 14. We're going to knock out chapter 15. Chapter 15 is just as long as the last one, so it's going to be a fast read. The Sadie Hawkins dance for adults. The Sadie Hawkins dance for adults. Let's go. Contrary to the popular opinion of thought leaders, academics, and activists, I argue that the single biggest problem facing Black America in the 21st century is not racism, but rather the sobering fact that Black men and Black women simply don't get along. You know who said that? That was Mumia Obsidian Ali, the author of this book. Our problem is not racism, you guys. It's the fact that Black men and Black women can't get along. That's the biggest issue that we're having, according to Obsidian. All right, here we go. Y'all remember the Sadie Hawkins dance? Do you guys know what a Sadie Hawkins dance is? Should I explain it? Or you think it'll be in the book? Should I explain what a Sadie Hawkins dance is? Because they really don't kind of do that no more. But maybe he'll explain it in the book. If he doesn't explain it, then I'll explain it to you guys. All right, here we go. We're well into the fall season of 2019, and yet my midsummer missive, All the Crazy Ladies, continues to spark much conversation online and in social media, especially among the ladies. In a recent, quote, closed-door backchat discussion, a number of ladies brought up my articles and live shows on the topic and asked if it applied to venues such as nightclubs and single bars, and something that I had not thought of earlier this summer. It gave me an excellent opportunity to address something that I've been observing for quite some time now: how Black women and Black men were allowing their antisocial ways to destroy the social fabric of what is left of Black American society. And now is the right time to go there. As I've said many times in this column, and will reiterate quite a few times more before I'm done, here in our dojo, we gentlemen have a social life. This means that we are conversant with the, quote, rules of the road, so to speak. We study the social graces and are willing and able to do our part in the mating dance with the ladies. However, it has become quite clear that in modern day Black America, such norms and graces have gone by the wayside, and both sides of the gender aisle, Black women and Black men, seem to have lost the fine art of socializing these days. In today's article, or chapter rather, in this chapter, I will attempt to forthrightly address this seemingly growing problem. The Sadie Hawkins dance. Everybody listen up. A tradition going back some 80 years, right? Like 8 decades. The Sadie Hawkins dance got its start from the Little Abner comic news strip that was syndicated across the country. Women and girls, what they would do is that they would approach the men and the boys to dance instead of the other way around. The guys were not allowed to refuse. They couldn't refuse. Also known as ladies' choice dances. The practice not only remained strong in junior high and high school and sometimes even college crowds, it has spread to faraway lands like Australia, where it's known as a spinster ball. The event is held every November and can be seen depicted many times in Hollywood films. Perhaps the most famous example being the 1955 Oscar-winning Marty, starring Ernest Borgnine. Most Black Americans, men and women both, will know the Sadie Hawkins dance well, often with memories of teenage awkwardness. Are you guys reminiscing back on your Sadie Hawkins dance right now? You guys remember back in middle school when you had the Sadie Hawkins? I remember when I did it. We had to stand around and the girls would come and ask us to dance. We couldn't say no. The girls would come and you was hoping that the girl that you like would ask you. Oh, man. And when the girl that you didn't like, the one that you thought was, if she would come ask you, you'd be like, fuck. But you had to dance with her. Anyways, let's go. Yet that early introduction of the social graces in connection to the mating dance served as a powerful tool in the teaching us the ropes of socialization. Those lessons seem to have fallen by the wayside in an era of, now we call it, hooking up, Netflix and chill, and the documented evidence of the decline of couples venues like movie theaters and singles bars and lounges and nightclubs, both here and abroad. But more than that, in today's Black America, we have a very curious and deteriorous state of affairs, expressed more recently on social media, where both Black men and Black women seem to go out of their way not to play ball, so to speak. Please allow me to illustrate. I already know what he's getting ready to say. Motherfuckers is acting like they all that. You know, and you see all the memes and the posts. These thirsty ass motherfuckers all in my DMs make it seem like they all that. Most of them would be lying. Their DMs is empty, but they say that shit, right? Anyways, let's read. Welcome to the resting bitch face. Ladies, how many ladies got a resting bitch face? How many of you guys used to champion and love your resting bitch face? How many of you used to say, oh, I got a resting bitch? You know, you fucking clapped at that stupid shit. I know you did, and I know you're not going to say that you championed it because it's embarrassing now that you're reading how silly it was. But I know that you dealt with it and you thought you had one. So let's continue. The resting bitch face. Although it must be said that such behavior can be observed in white women as well, the truth simply must be told. Many Black women seem to excel at being downright antisocial. They will go to singles bars. These sisters, the Black women, they'll go to lounges. They'll go to nightclubs. All venues where single men and women go to hopefully meet somebody else, often within a short-term casual sexual context, and act an utter fool. They will claim that they want to dance with their girlfriends. I just want to dance with my girls. You know, don't bother me, thirsty ass. I'm only here. I'm dancing in circles with my girls. Have a haughty and nasty attitude towards those men they deem unattractive and merely show up for the free drinks. Indeed, it is not at all unusual for some Black women to demand that a black man buy them a drink. What the fuck? Some black women will, you gonna buy me a drink? I mean, can you buy me a drink? You ain't gonna dance with him, though. You ain't gonna give him an opportunity to have a conversation because you want to dance with your girls, but you look to that nigga to get a drink. And then once you get your drink, you back to your girls. Don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about. You talking to a former club promoter right here in Los Angeles. I know what I'm talking about. I used to sell booths and tables. Let's continue. What Lakeisha say? Let me see. I love to smile. Don't need the wrinkles. I heard that. Smile, ladies. Y'all don't even smile at us no more. Anyways, let's go. As noted, such venues like these nightclubs and bars and lounges are by design those where it is expected that the sexes mingle and socialize. So if you are a black woman and you go and you only want to dance with your girlfriends, go to a fucking dancing group. Every major city has some form of dancing outfit, from Chicago stepping to square dancing, to swing dancing, to salsa dancing, and more. The major aim of these groups is to teach its members how to do these dances effectively, with socializing as an added benefit. Going to a singles venue, going to a nightclub or a lounge or a bar where black men will approach the ladies while you only claim you just want to dance with your homegirls is antithetical to the goal. The fuck you going to the club for? Just to dance with your girls. Go to fucking go salsa dancing if you just want to dance. The same is true about single bars and lounges. Many black women will show up there with a bitchy attitude, snarky one-liners, and closed-off body language, yet still expect black men's money in the form of drinks. Worse, some black women, after having a black man buy them a drink, will immediately leave that said black man and return to their friends, or demand that he buy all of her friends a drink, or even go to another black man she found more viscerally attractive. Did I not just say that? You guys, I didn't read this book. I've never read this book in my life. That is new. That is it's one thing when I do my sidebars and my sidebars fall in line with what Obsidian wrote. It's not like this is a newsflash, right? Obsidian is talking about what we all know, and that's what you ladies will do. I just mentioned that you'll get the drink, you'll go to the club, and you'll act like a bitch. Then you'll dance with your girls in a circle, and then you'll expect that nigga to buy you a drink. And then after you get the drink from him at the bar, you go back to your girls. And then you might, as Obsidian said, might expect him to buy everybody around the drinks. Or you'll go to another dude to get your girls a drink. Women, that's you. That ain't the dudes. The dudes ain't dancing in circles. See, this is what I mean when I say the onus is on women. You guys, some people get mad at me when I say, what do you mean? It's on both of us. Both men and women need to do better. What are you talking about, Shan? Why you keep saying that everything is on women? What are you talking? This is what the fuck I'm talking about, because you won't go to a nightclub and see a bunch of dudes dancing in circles. I mean, maybe these young guys today, I may have to, you won't catch dudes my age dancing in circles. That's not what we do. We go in there to meet you ladies, but you ladies get up there and y'all dance in circles, and you think it's a badge of honor to act like a bitch. You think it's a badge of honor to turn your back and give us the body language like you don't want to be bothered. But then you damn sure want a drink. You want a cranberry and vodka, huh? You be wanting that cranberry and vodka like a motherfucker. You want that Shirley Temple, or you want that Long Island iced tea, but you won't even dance with a brother today? Come on, you guys. Let's continue. To make matters worse, many black women will defend, she will rationalize and justify their antisocial and resting bitch face behavior on black men themselves. He was a sucker, so he got licked, right? You got that drink out of him. Or he should have taken no for an answer, and so forth. While there is definitely something to be said for black men who are giving too much unwanted attention, or black men who are naive and quote unquote thirsty, the fact remains that the vast majority of the venues that have bouncers and security to take care of that, should it get that far, they are only a shout or a gesture away. Even in speed dating, where that were organized and arranged to ensure there would be enough eligible black men to go around, black women will maintain their bitchy demeanor, being so with the black men they deem unattractive, which is, we've recently seen in my Monday, September 30th, 2019 column, Black America Confirms the 80-20 rule is real, is roughly 80% of them. The practical result of all this antisocial bitchiness on the part of black women well into the middle age is that black men have voted with their feet. We just walking away. Indeed, black women focused publications such as Ebony Magazine has documented the curious case of the manless meat market phenomenon. And according to the Restaurant and Bar Association, a marked decline of such venues have taken place, not just stateside in America, but in the United Kingdom as well. Simply put, black men do not think it is a wise investment to attempt to chat it up with a bitchy, uncooperative, and combative black woman who are only checking for a small pool of black men to begin with, only to get their easily predictable disastrous results that they bemoan about in the black vagina vision media. Over roughly the past half year alone, your correspondent, Obsidian himself, has taken it upon himself to attend as many social events as possible here in my hometown of the city of brotherly love. I have consistently observed that at least half of the attendees are single black women ranging from the ages 30 to some things in their nearly 60s, often attending events ranging from the neo soul concerts, Jill Scott and shit, the neo soul concerts at upscale wineries to high art gallery openings in groups, sometimes with little children in tow. Quite a few black women wind up attending events where it would be expected that couples show up alone. Moreover, the relatively few black couples that I do see out and about don't seem terribly happy with each other. They appear as if they're going through the motions. Black women have a huge role to play in all this, whether they want to admit it or not. A simple fix to this problem is as follows, though. Listen, a simple fix to this is this. Ladies, are you listening up? Because if I'm talking about you with your resting bitch face, you go to the club, you dance with your girls, you want to drink from the nigga, you don't even want to dance with them, and then you complain about them because the 20% of the niggas in there that's tall, they don't even want to dance with you. You ignore all the other guys, right? So then you complain about that bar and say, oh, this is whack. No, you're whack. Because you ignored all the dudes who were suitable for you, but you ignored them because you wanted to date the guy that ain't checking for you. But there's a solution, ladies. Ladies, if you do not wish to socialize with the fellas, if you only want to hang out with your homegirls, or if you simply want to dance the night away in a non-sexual manner, in as non-sexual manner as possible, do not go to single bars, nightclubs, and lounges, because these are places where black men will rightly expect you to be nice to them, ladies, friendly to them, ladies, and these black men will be willing to, at the very least, dance and talk to them. In a word, either leave the resting bitch face at home or just stay home altogether, because no one likes having a bitchy wet blanket around. Welcome to the broke, stingy, cheap, and lazy brigade. Welcome to the broke, stingy, cheap, and lazy brigade. On the other side of the aisle, all right, now we're going to talk about we at the club still. On the other side of the aisle is a growing number of black men who not only are quite antisocial themselves, they like to wear it on their sleeves as if it's some kind of perverted badge of honor. Fuck these hoes. Man, I ain't buying no bitch, no nigga. I ain't buying nobody a drink, nigga. Fuck that. I ain't asking these chicks to dance. They don't, man, fuck that. Nigga, you ain't getting nothing from me, but you at the club. They can be heard bellowing on black social media, justifying their antisocial ways, saying things like, I ain't spending no money on these hoes. I just said that. Man, me and Obsidian is like kindred spirits. Sidebar. Me and Obsidian must be like kindred spirits. Anyways, let's continue. I ain't spending no money on these hoes. Or, man, that's tricking. Nigga, that's tricking. Or she'll take your nice time and money and then get with the guy she really wants. Fuck that. And so forth. While I've observed this behavior among a not insignificant number of black men online in particular, it has only been since my hanging out a single as a dating coach for non-select guys that such behavior has really ramped up online, largely in reaction to my argument that there are in our midst broke, stingy, cheap, and lazy black men who find any and every excuse under the sun not to be outgoing, engaging, sociable, and successful, while at the same time, these same broke niggas is demanding that the best black women entertain them. And that really means fuck them, right? These are black men who honestly believe that, quote, Netflix and chill with a side order of nachos is sufficient to woo the ladies, regaling us with the tales to astonish about silver-tongued devils. They slick at the tongue, right? They got the gift of gab. They got game and shit. With tales to astonish about silver-tongued devils right out of central casting who are just bedding down black women left and right and center merely by showing up. That's all he got to do. All I had to do was show up, bruh. I got the pussy. Nigga, I'm fucking. I fucked on the first night. I don't even got to say nothing. I ain't taking these hoes out. Right. As if they're the Black Fonzie or something. Hey, y'all know nothing about Fonzarelli. These are the guys who, on the off chance they do show up at a social venue like a singles bar or a nightclub or lounge, plying their highly inept quote-unquote game and annoying the fuck out of these ladies, which necessitates the bouncers and security stepping in. Not content with merely having light conversations, paying attention to the subtle social cues of the ladies give out as they interested or not, and being brief with shooting their shot, many of these guys will hold on way past their sell-by date. This is the old nigga in the club, y'all. It's the old dude in the club acting like he just still got it. Let's keep going. Yeah, real rich. Shout out to Obsidian. Let's keep going. The sobering truth is that many of these black men have simply failed to launch. You guys understand the term, sidebar, you understand the term failure to launch? It's better understood in a movie called Failure to Launch. So look it up. Google. I may have to make that one of our weekly our Monday night movies. I might make that for this Monday. Thank you. Failure to Launch. It's a great movie. It's basically men that don't get out the house. They stayed home the entire time. Anyways, the sobering truth is that many of these black men have simply failed to launch, still living at home with their mamas or living a stone's throw away from them. Others, while high earning, are severely socially inept, again owing to their being sheltered and coddled by their single mamas. While still others are thoroughly jaded by being burned in a divorce, past relationship, or the like, going as far back as high school. To be sure, every single man on the planet has been rejected, scorned, and even burned badly by a woman. But that is no excuse to be unmitigated, unwarranted, stomped down jerk, bro, fellas. That's no excuse to be a fucking asshole to these ladies. But wait, there's more. Not content to merely go their own way, because they don't want to just go their own way, right? These men feel it is their appointed duty to go to venues where black men hold a differing view on life and the ladies in the guise of, quote unquote, educating their fellow wayward and naive brethren. The simple truth is that misery loves company. And these guys are miserable. Make no mistake about it. The want to denigrate and derogate any black man they see as willing to make an effort at mating, be at that short or long term, in an attempt to appeal to the crowd looking on, that it is a fool's errand, and that quote unquote real men such as themselves, right, have made a much more daring choice of going it alone. While I certainly do not wish to attempt to lecture any man as to how he should live his life. How dare those losers, and that's what they are, losers, attempt to lecture the rest of us on how to live our lives. If they have indeed made the right choice and decision, time will have vindicated them. They need to go hither and yon and misbegotten crusade. A simple fix to the fellas for whom it applies, right? This is just like we had a fix for the women. Fellas, all you butthurt, fuck a bitch, assholes out there, there's a fix for you too. And I know you don't think that that's you, but it is. I'm talking to you. Shan's talking to you. If you do not wish to socialize with the ladies, if you do not wish to adhere to the time-honored rules of courting, if you do not want to participate in the mating dance, but instead you would rather just Netflix and chill, great. Stay your black ass at home. Please do not show up to the venues where it is expected of you, fellas, to pay cover charges, pay for the drinks, and be interesting, engaging, and socially skilled, whether you get a number or not. You have every right in the world not to want to be bothered. You do not have a right to make everyone else in the world miserable with your very presence. Be miserable at home alone. Don't go out with your sour, upset, scorned, and bitter black ass. Things are falling apart in Black America. Things are falling apart in Black America. Lest anyone thinks that this is merely a trifle, a series of personal failings on the part of some black men and black women, and has little to do with the black body politic at large, please allow me to everybody throw your ones.
Being number one isn't easy.
Mr. Donnie Mac, bless the channel with a $5 investment. If you don't want to take the risk to be vulnerable, stay your ass at home, fellas. Listen to my man, Mr. Donnie Mac.
Being number one isn't easy.
If you don't want to take the chance to get fucking rejected, stay your black ass at home, fellas. Don't bring your miserable, hurt ass to the club, fucking it up for all the rest of us. Shout out to my man, Mr. Donnie Mac. Everybody throw your ones up. That's right. Things are falling. Thank you, Mr. Donnie Mac. Appreciate that. Things are falling apart in Black America. Lest anyone think that this is merely a trifle, a series of personal failings on the part of some black men and black women has little to do with the black body politics at large. Please allow me to disabuse you of such fanciful notions. Despite the umpteen allusions to the community that self-styled online activists and conscious blacks preen on about, the truth is that a community is a collection of families, and families are made up of couples. With the current Black American society being one that is currently at an all-time low in terms of marriage, all-time highs in terms of divorce, and as well all-time highs in out-of-wedlock births, confirmed bachelors and baby mamas and spinsters, the old women with no man. That's what a spinster is. One must honestly ask, how can a community be reasonably expected to function under such circumstances? Even more to the point, how can black men and black women come together when such a significant portion of both are so inept, jaded, and mean to each other? When neither sees much value in appealing to the other, when neither thinks much of social norms that benefit us all, if a Sadie's Hawkins dance event were held across Black America next month, how would it go? Would it be something nice and that we would all be proud of? Or would it be yet another slow motion train wreck, social pathology, lionized forever on the World Star Hip Hop and DJ Vlad TV show? Look, look, guys. Everyone reading this chapter knows well the legendary levels of sheer acrimony between black men and black women. It is the stuff of novels, panel discussions and seminars, stage plays and movies, and now a multi-billion-dollar a year business of self-styled quote-unquote experts who purport to save Black love, right? While pandering to the worst impulses of bitter, lovelorn Black women. All while we continue to circle the drain. One must ask, in light of sobering facts above, what is the end game? What do we do? What's the end game of this problem, ladies and gentlemen? Perhaps a way out, so to speak, is to take things back to the Sadie Hawkins dance that we all know so well in our younger years. Ladies, I'm talking to you. Ladies, I hope my microphone is nice and loud. And I'm speaking. Shannon is about to speak to you. All right. Ladies, if you wish to attend venues where it is expected for the sexes to socialize, especially those that are quote unquote meat markets, you must be prepared to act accordingly, ladies. No, this doesn't mean that you are obligated to suck and fuck every Tom, that Dick and Harry that approaches you. But it does, ladies, mean that you are expected to entertain a man's attention should he be willing to buy you a drink. 5 minutes, ladies. Come on, at bare minimum. If a man buys you a drink, can you talk to the brother for 5 damn minutes? That means, ladies. Oh, my girl, security boss is here. Security boss is here. Hey, you. Security boss just blessed the channel with an investment, you guys. You killed this one, Shan. Thank you, love. Thank you, security boss. When you going to have me on your show again? I enjoyed it. Everybody, please go follow the security boss channel. That's another great channel. Ladies, you guys, in fact, let me be specific. Ladies, you want to go follow security boss's channel. A channel which is ran by a husband and wife team and is giving you game on shit that you probably don't want to hear, but you need to hear. Everybody, please go support Security Boss. Love, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Everybody, throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody, throw your ones up. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your support. I'm glad you're here. Ladies, if a guy buys you a drink and you're at a nightclub, bar, or lounge, can you talk to the brother for 5 damn minutes? Please. Remove the resting bitch face and be a little bit more sociable. That means that you aren't crowding him with your homegirls, right? That means that your face isn't glued to your cell phone. You're all up on Instagram in the club and shit while he's trying to talk to you. And that means that your resting bitch face stays the fuck at home. Yeah. There are guys who are socially awkward dunces and others who are dyed-in-the-wool assholes. Again, there's help for that, ladies. It doesn't give you an excuse to be a bitch. End of I don't care what you've been through. If you cannot or will not be on your best behavior at these places, please do us a favor, ladies, and stay your black ass at home. The world will thank you, believe me. And for the fellas, you are not off the hook. Fellas, if you wish to, hit up the bar, lounge, nightclub, or any other venue where black men and black women are expected to socialize and mingle, fellas, you will be expected to pay to play. Sidebar, Shannon don't believe in 50-50. Maybe I'm an old school dude. I don't teach, I don't talk about, I don't condone, and I don't show men how to be 50-50. You want to be the boss? Then you got to pay the fucking cost. If you ain't got the money, get your bread up, come back. Get your bread up, come back. Get your bread up, come back. But don't walk up in here, all this 50-50, you should buy our own drink. And no, fuck that. Stay your ass at home. This ain't the place for you, bro. All right? Especially if you demanding all this fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and funness from women, but you ain't willing to pay the cost to have that. All right. These venues ain't free, fellas. They have overhead, employees to pay, and inventory to stock. And these establishments rely on men to pay for all of that. Yes, I am well aware of the men's rights arguments. I actually worked for that sector for 6 years, remember? But making that case while on the dance floor is a smoking gun of you being socially awkward ponce, if there ever was one. There's a time and a place for MRA talking points, and now ain't it, especially at the club. If you feel that strongly about the matter, and hey, I feel you, bruh, then do us all a favor. Stay your black ass at home, too. If you can't pay to play, stay your black ass at home, too. Get your money up, come back when your bank account is right. Similarly, you're stepping to a lady and offering to buy her a drink is the socially acceptable way of saying, I like to shoot my shot. That's what you're doing when ladies, you understand when a guy's buying you a drink, he's basically saying, I'm trying to holler at you. Fellas, you understand when you're buying a girl a drink, you're basically saying, I'm trying to holler at you. To buy her a drink is the socially acceptable way of saying, I'd like to shoot my shot. That shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, fellas. 10 at the most. She only owes you that much. Just that 5 or 10 minutes. Nothing more. That is what you were buying. And if you don't think it or she is worth it, that's completely fine. Stay home. If Black America, men and women alike, can't or won't do these simple things for each other, what does that mean for its future, for our future? I leave that, dear reader, for you to mull over. Ladies and gentlemen, we just knocked out chapter 15. We knocked out chapter 13, 14, and 15. Fantastic read. We are moving relatively fast. We're still under 2 hours. Wow. See, that's what happens when you got a book that's easy to read. You just blow right through it. You guys ready? You ready for the last chapter of the day? It's shorter than the last 2 chapters. It's only 11 pages. The last 2 chapters, like the last one, I can't tell. It's shorter than the last 2 chapters. This chapter is the myth of the Big Booty Brenda Cartel, a reply to Tony Maceo. Big Booty Brenda. The myth of the Big Booty Brenda. I don't know what he's talking about in this chapter, but we're going to learn in a second. I don't know what Tony Maceo said. Am I even saying it right? Tony Maceo? Maceo? I don't know. How you guys doing? You hanging in there with your boy? We got 40 people in here. So everybody, this is the last chapter. I hope I do you well by reading it nice, clearly, and concisely. I hope my voice is clear and I'm loud. And I'm hoping I'm doing you justice. Thank you so much for being here at Rich People Read. It is our book club that we read a book a month to educate us in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, we are reading the Book of Obsidian, and we are now on chapter 16. Here we go. The myth of the Big Booty Brenda Cartel, a reply to Mr. Tony Maceo. Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you in such high esteem. Surely you can do better. That was Count Dooku. That was from Star Wars. As I expected, my latest column raising the question as to the existence of the so-called non-select guy tax certainly generated lots of heat, but apparently not much in the way of light. At least if last Monday night's fiasco of a live show on O'Shea Duke Jackson's YouTube channel is anything to go by. Joined on the air by the inspiration of said column, one Mr. Tony Maceo. The conversation quickly devolved into the usual kinds of incoherent shouting matches that are unfortunately par for the course in current day Black America online and off. I much prefer that kind of dialogue I much prefer that type of dialogue not to be the case and for things to be much more dispassionate and focused on the facts. But Mr. Maceo, he sadly disagreed. Right from the start, his personal attacks. Oh, why do people do personal attacks, you guys? Like, why do we do personal attacks? Like, what's the point? Right from the start, his personal attacks, over talking me every chance he got, and erratic emotive behavior sullied what would have been otherwise been an exchange of ideas on one of the hottest topics in the Black Manosphere to date, that of select and non-select Black men, and whether the hype lives up to the reality of either side. Real quick, you guys. Security boss, you hit me again? Everybody throw your ones up to
Being
Security
number
Boss. She hit
one
me
isn't
again.
easy.
With a $5 super chat. What did she say? She said, Shan, pull up tonight at 7 p.m. You're always welcome. Okay, everybody. So real quick, Security Boss is going live tonight. Now, I told you guys, ladies especially. Ladies especially. You know, there's a lot of channels out here. There's some that you just have to follow. Some, if you intend, see, everybody talks about, I'll plan to be better. Sidebar, everybody. Everybody's always claiming, I want to be better. I want to do better. But then they don't do the actual work that they need to do. One of the things that you women can do to be better is to follow women who know what the fuck they're talking about. Security Boss, unsolicited, is one of them. I suggest that all of you ladies go and follow her channel. Watch her past shows and watch her future shows. She's having a show tonight at 7 p.m. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I got to take a look at my calendar. I haven't even looked at what I'm doing today. But I hope to pull up tonight and join in on her discussion. I've been on her show before. It was fantastic. And all of her shows subsequently since then have been fantastic. So please, you guys, go support her channel. Ladies, please follow if you really, truly intend to be a better person. All right. Thank you, love. Okay, I got you down. All right, guys, let's continue. And thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the $5 blessing. Everybody.
Being number one isn't easy.
Thank you for throwing your one. Oh, I see all the ones. Sherry and M. Mills. I see the ones. Good job, guys. All right, here we go. In that, Mr. Maceo, both on air and now in print, in his rebuttal to my column, is there such a thing as a non-select guy tax, has admitted that such a tax has no compulsory teeth for the simple reason that non-select men are not bound to pay and can simply walk away. And given that, in the aforementioned Monday Night Fiasco, Mr. Maceo has also admitted that he feels that the entire select and non-select dichotomy is a false one. It begs the question, exactly what is Tony Maceo's point? I do not know about all of you, but it feels a heck of a lot more personal than he's willing to let on. In today's column, in today's chapter, yours truly will respond to the major points and themes in Mr. Maceo's rebuttal, with a bit of speculation of my own as to his motivations. After all, given all the speculation he's done regarding my own, turnabout is only fair play, right? So with all that said, let's begin. What's eating Tony? All right. Maceo is right in his recounting of our recent exchange on the Daily Roast. That's the name of the show, the Daily Roast. And my supposed daily antics, but therein lies the rub. Because said antics centered around a podcast apology of mine to one of Mr. Derek Jackson, you see, I'd viewed a recent long-form interview of Jackson, found that because of his statements about himself, that I was wrong about him. Contrary to my previous belief that Jackson was indiscriminately lambasting black men on a whole, in truth, he was telling on himself as a reformed fuckboy that Derek Jackson himself once was. Indeed, his confession only sharpened the select, non-select guy focus for me and set me on my current writing course. On the day in question, I relayed these sentiments on air, and the response I got from my co-host and a number of others in the listening audience was that I was somehow, putting forth the idea of a dishonest apology that was really a thinly veiled insult towards Derek Jackson. While I could certainly see how others may interpret that way, the fact remains that by his own testimony, you guys, and by comparison to my own life's action towards black women, Derek Jackson and I are nothing alike. Nothing alike. Nothing alike at all. And yes, that's my behaviors, and that my behaviors were better than Derek Jackson's. Now, it was at this point that Maceo sprang into action. But why? After all, I've been nothing but laudatory of his personal life decisions, even going so far as to put my thoughts down in podcast form. For the record, being a live and let live kind of guy, not only do I not see anything wrong with Maceo's I got $75 lifestyle, but enthusiastically support it for a very simple reason: freedom of association. So long as the two parties are of legal age of consent and have settled upon the terms of interaction, I'm all for what Maceo and whoever lady he partners with wishes to do. Nor do I lambast Maceo for his liking for the hood rat chicks. Oh, so he likes the hood rat chicks, huh, Maceo? Hey, to each his own. Unfortunately, Maceo doesn't seem to be as open-minded when it comes to yours truly. One must question why. So when Maceo speaks of my personal antics, exactly what is he talking about, since said antics cannot include him? Why is he bothered by what I said about Derek Jackson that day? And why does he seem to show up at the exact same time that Miss Nicole Michelle? What is up with that? Perhaps Maceo has answers to all these questions. Why Tony gets it wrong again. I really need to go watch this show to see what happened so I need some backstory, y'all. Y'all with me? I need some context. I need to see what the fuck happened this day. I got to go find this show. Somebody email it to me if you guys know it. I like to watch it so I can know what the hell I'm talking about. Why Tony gets it wrong again. Now, let's examine some of the claims made in Mr. Maceo's rebuttal, shall we? Time and space won't permit me to reply in detail to everything Maceo said, but the following big 3 ticket items will suffice. Number 1, the Civil War tax of 1861. While I will freely admit to not being a Civil War historian, I know enough about it in American civics to know that while U.S. senators at the time weren't elected, they were appointed by the governors. Every congressman was and remains elected by the people. That means that if a particular congressman voted in favor of a tax in peacetime or war, that the citizens in his district, that means that if a particular congressman voted in favor of a tax in peacetime or war that the citizens in his district disagreed with, said citizens in his district have a chance to vote the bum out, as congressmen are re-elected every 2 years. Being that this is the case, yes, taxes are indeed subject by approval of the governed, the sine qua non of consensual societies like the United States. Number 2, with regard to Miss Juicy, whoever that was, this speaks to the one young black lady Maceo mentions in his rebuttal, who is part of his larger study called Black Women with Multiple Sex Partners. Ooh. Ladies, how many of you have multiple sex partners right now? You're smashing more than one guy within the same week. How many of you will admit it? You won't admit it, right? Okay. According to this, Maceo asserts that there must be well-heeled black men in the tonier parts of New York City that are paying to keep Miss Juicy. Alas, the actual study itself makes no such claim, and Juicy herself doesn't identify such black men. So the question has to be asked, why does Maceo believe this? I know, right, Javaro? They won't say. We know from studies of assortative mating that people, when men and women alike, tend to mate and partner with people who are more like themselves than not, including shared cultural values and even to some degree appearance. Charles Murray, among a great many others, discusses this at length in his excellent 2010 work, Coming Apart, The State of White America, 1960 to 2010. Of particular import regarding today's discussion is the section of the book by Murray called The College Sorting Machine, and simple argument that asserts with much supporting evidence that highly educated men and women simply do not live among, or socialize with folks in the proverbial hood. And this goes for black and white. As Bart Laundrie makes clear in his excellent work, The New Black Middle Class. Also of high interest is Northwestern scholar Mary Patillo's critically acclaimed Black on the Block, The Politics of Race and Class in the City, as well as Elijah Anderson's classic Streetwise and The Code of the Street. All of these works make clear that contrary to popular opinion, especially in Black American circles, in truth, social classes exist and, if anything, has calcified and become a lot less porous in the more recent decades at the close of the 20th century and the dawn of the 21st century. All this to say that it is highly unlikely that, say, John McWhorter type guy is going to be creeping with Juicy. I'm sorry, Tony, but life just doesn't work that way in the main, bro. Juicy is very likely being financed by the same kind of guys that her man in the joint is, working in the black market, otherwise criminal niggas. Living on the edge one day at a time, making some measure of fast money by that definition. That isn't built to last. And lastly, number three. Numbers. Tony makes a lot of hay out of non-select guys grousing over big booty Brenda, curving them for whatever reason. But as always, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. As per usual, Maceo misses the mark by a country mile. He has presented zero in the way of empirical or even substantial anecdotal evidence that what he asserts is indeed the case. Moreover, when it comes to Black America in particular, why any black man, select or non-select, right, should give a whit over one black woman turning him down for his invitation of sexual companionship strikes this particular author as extremely odd in the face of the fact that there are some 2 million more black women than black men. Isn't this what black women themselves, who have the bully pulpit of the digital public square, tell us all the time? It is certainly the case at all the various meat market social mixture events designed to bring black men and women together. It is not at all unusual to have sex ratios as much as 7 black women to 1 black man, unless strong and deliberate care is made to even out the sexes numerically. Simply put, the idea that well-educated and successful black men, or even successful tradesmen, black men such as yours truly, is pining away for big booty Brenda sounds a lot more like some pop fiction Omar Tyree might write than anything in actual fact. Don't nobody want the big booty Brenda. Y'all think we want the big booty Brenda. You think we're all over Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj and the Cardi B. You think that's what we want. That ain't what we want. That ain't what that big old badunkadunk and all of that. That's not what men typically look for. They want a woman who's fit, who's curvy and nicely curved. You can have a nice butt, don't get me wrong, but as long as you are nicely curved. The big Meg Thee Stallion, no, don't nobody want that. Moreover, as the title to today's column makes clear, as I've noted in my previous article, in which Maceo himself has fully agreed, black women are patently unable, individually or as a collective, Cartel to impose any prices or fees or taxes onto the so-called non-select black men, for the simple reason that said non-select black men can and will simply vote with their feet and head for a better deal elsewhere, be that short or long term. The fact that black women taken together as a group remain the least partnered, most divorced, most baby mama group of women in the country by a wide margin really tells one all they need to know on this topic. Indeed, the fact that black women can call themselves, be heard caterwauling about the paucity of black men available to protect and provide for them in various guises with the latest interactions being a return to quote unquote chivalry and getting the bag, again, only underscores the point being made here. Simply put, black women need black men more than the other way around, and especially the supposed non-select black men. You need him, the ones that you guys aren't picking, because their particular skill sets. Select fuckboys don't good hubbies, daddies, and even relationship partners make all the things being equal. Ladies and gentlemen, the BBLs don't do it. Uncle Stu is in the house, y'all. Uncle Stu, what up? Uncle Stu said, we on the same page. I am doing the same book. Good. Great minds think alike, and even more so, think better together. Absolutely. Everybody, I already know you guys are subscribed to my man, Uncle Stu. He has a book club too. The reality is we need this information to go out through as many mediums as possible. It ain't just me. Uncle Stu is reading the book too. So you guys, I need you to tap in with Uncle Stu. We need this information to get out every different way that we possibly can. Shout out to you, Uncle Stu, and thank you for the blessing, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up to my man, Uncle Stu on the block, the old man on the block. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the $10 super chat, and thank you for your investment in what I'm doing over here, man. I appreciate you, bro. He is reading the book too, you guys. And we talked about it. We like, yo, man, let's read. Let's get people to read. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is power. Shout out to my man, Uncle Stu. Back to what I was saying, ladies, the BBLs, stop it. Stop with the BBL. If you got a nice natural booty, oh yeah, we like that. Nice and natural. Yours, which you grew, homegrown, ladies. Homegrown. That BBL that Nicki Minaj got, yeah, no, don't do that. Big booty Brenda. A case of projection. Let's talk about it. Yes, they're dying from BBLs. At this time, I would like to now turn the course of this reply from rebuting Maceo's points to doing a bit of speculation of my own as to his motivations, since his actions seem quite odd in light of the aforementioned points in this article. RCC! Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up to RCC. He says, we like our women proportional. Yes, we like our women proportional. Yes, RCC, we like our women proportional. I know these women don't believe that, but we like them proportional. You got a big butt, then you better have some them thighs better match. If you got a big butt, them thighs better match. I want to see them thick thighs and that thick butt together. I don't want skinny ass legs and then your butt just suddenly. No. Stop it. Let's continue. Shout out to my man, RCC72 Detroit. Thank you, bro, for the blessing. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. You guys keep blessing my channel. Thank you so much. All right. It occurs to me that contrary to his exhortations, that it is Maceo that is projecting his own worldview onto others, and namely me. Why he does this is unknown, and I leave it to readers to postulate their own theories. With all that being said, I conclude today's column on the following 3 points. First point is, while it is clear that Maceo's piece that his particular focus is short-term sex, it cannot be said enough that this is not the view of all or even most black men. Indeed, as Howard University professional Ivory Tolson makes it clear by way of an NPR poll, quite a few black men do want long-term relationships and even marriage. Yes, that's true. And I would know about the former as I've had quite a few such LTRs in my life to present. Add to this the fact that in a ubiquitous hookup society, those who do so actually want committed relationships, and things are in no way as dire or black and white as Maceo tries to make it appear. I know by what I speak. I got with my lady friend on a purely hookup basis. A month later, I made the decision that we would be a steady couple, and we've been that way ever since. A clear and present case of the so-called non-select guy being in the driver's seat when it came to long-term commitment. The second thing is, newsflash, Tony, but there is life beyond the hood, bro. I say this because you, Tony, seem to believe that the world stars and the stops at the hood's edge, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Take your notion that because yours truly likes big booty Brenda types, that ergo I must like hood rat chick types. Such a notion is absurd on its face, especially since, by your own admission, you don't know the pinup girls I've posted along my podcast. You have no idea as to their backgrounds, educational levels, nothing. And in fact, quite a few Instagram models types come from the suburban environments and hold college degrees. It is not at all unusual, bro. It's just that you need to get out there more, a lot more. And third and finally, here's the truth about Mumia Obsidian Ali. I am the textbook definition of the underdog. Without a college degree and only a high school diploma with a life spent in the blue-collar trades, I am able to walk amongst the giants of the black world due to my commitment to the development of my mind to the best it can be. I've rubbed shoulders with dignitaries and luminaries. I have spent evenings at yacht parties and kicked it with certified millionaires. And when it came to the ladies, oh, I've certainly known my fair share of hotties too. My current lady is a case in point. For starters, she approached me, bruh. Didn't charge me for it and only wanted to jump my bones because she thought that I looked good to her. And that I was smart. Non-select guy IQ for the win, right? She's suburban, man. She's middle-class raised and she's 5'10", built like an Amazon, works out daily to the tune of many miles a day. She played basketball and volleyball at the high school and collegiate levels and attended a top 10 elite university according to the U.S. News and World Report rankings, undergrad and grad. She's turned down offers to be a model recently, too. She is what self-made men like me get: attractive, accomplished, feminine, cooperative black women who want to be on the winning team in life. And I am living proof that non-select guys can win, which is the reason why I write this dating coach column every week. I know, Tony, stranger things have happened. God bless America. And done. Friday, we read, most black men don't know what right of refusal means. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so bright in my house. Let me close this out. It's so bright in my house. Anyways, we'll keep it like this for now. No, let me adjust my camera. I don't like that. That's a little better. Ladies and gentlemen, we knocked out 4 chapters. We knocked out 4 chapters in 2 hours and 18 minutes, 19 minutes, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. We did it, you guys. We did it, you guys. And I got 44 thumbs up. You guys are liking the video. I appreciate you guys for liking the video. If you haven't liked it, please hit it. We got 44 thumbs up. It's only 35 people in here. That's what's up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. My head is pounding. Can you guys tell? Am I off a little bit today? My head is pounding. I need to eat something. And I don't got no food in my kitchen. I got to go get something. I don't cook. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are reading the Book of Obsidian, a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman. This is Rich People Read. This is Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Have you guys joined our Facebook group? We have a Facebook group. It's called Sidebar. We have a Facebook group called Sidebar with Shannon and friends. With Shannon, Rawls, and friends. Please, if you want to just get there real quick, go to a browser and go and type in sidebar.shannonrawls.com. It'll take you straight to our Facebook group. You're welcome. We have discussions, or we're going to be having discussions, private discussions over there pertaining to everything that happens at this channel. So I want you guys to join us, right? I also want you to join the Army, because the members of the Army get special perks. They get special perks. And we have special back chat conversations using GroupMe that we have more intellectual discussions there. So I want you guys to join my channel by joining the Army. We are the SR Army. We're not the US Army. We're the SR Army, and we're here to take your life to the next level. That's what you see, all that rank. See all those people with the rank next to their name, the military rank? Those are all soldiers in the Army. Those are all the soldiers in the Army. You're welcome to join, ladies and gentlemen. Please join. Please support the cause. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. Can you guys help me? Can you help me get to 4,000 subscribers? We will be reading again on... Sorry about that, guys. We will be reading again on Friday. We will be reading again on Friday. Chapters 17, 18, 19, and 20. We're going to knock out 4 more chapters on Friday. I want you guys to pull up, be here 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't be late. Don't be late. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. What y'all talking about in the chat? Everybody giving a shout out. Everybody giving a shout out. I know I need to go eat, Miss Carrington. I need to get something to eat. I don't know what to do. That's what happens when you live alone. You just deal with it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We're going to close out today's show. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up on this video. And thank you for joining the U.S. Army. All the soldiers out there, thank you for being part of the U.S. Army, the SR Army. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. My name is Mr. Shannon. Thank you for reading along with us. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in next time to Rich People Read, and you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes sin mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo di la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes sin mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. pelo soy sensible. Cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirar. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.